there, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie and we are tackling another drawer, or maybe even two drawers in my Alex unit. So the drawer that you're looking at, these are my Distress Oxide inks, and I have to admit I actually really do love this system. It's pretty simple, really. I just have the ink pads lined up, separated by some foam. I can just quickly pull out a color, put it back in, and this has worked really well. And the only reason why I am changing it is because, as many of you know, I am maxing out on space, so I need to make sure I use every single bit that I have. And unfortunately, with the way these Acrylic drawer units work, I can only pull them out so far, so there's still a little bit of space behind here that's wasted. And also with the way these are configured, I end up with a little bit of a gap here at the end. So I had a thought. If you had seen a recent video where I talked about some acrylic containers I purchased off Amazon, I was curious if I could somehow make them work with these ink pads. So I'm going to show you how these fit within those containers. I did not do this in this video because at that point in time I didn't even think about it. So let me switch you over to the other camera and I will show you how these work. Okay, so these are the acrylic containers I was referring to. These are the narrow long, and you can see that you can easily fit 12 in here. I don't mind storing them vertically. Clearly you could see that I had them stored somewhat like that in the drawer already. Even better with this is, should there be a leak, it will be into the container as opposed to the bottom of the drawer. So for those of you that are concerned about that, this is the smaller container, holds 6 perfectly, and if you watched that video, you know that 2 of these this way fit the full depth of the Alex drawers. So to me, this is perfect. I love having things in container so that I can pull it out and pull it onto my desk. It's what works best for me, but because this is not super tight, I can also easily pull out a specific color if I so desire, right? So it's pretty easy to pull out a color. It's not a big struggle, and then to pop it back in. Now you'll notice I do have labels on these, and some of them are missing labels. I kind of got lazy with some of the newer colors, and I don't know that this is necessarily in the order that I would like to keep them at, so that is something else I will have to sort out. So I've got 2 drawers. These are the regular Distress, and I have the Distress Oxide. Let me get these all converted over into these containers, and I'll show you what the drawer looks like. Okay, so here are all my Oxide inks. So it used to take up the entire drawer, pretty much, and now it's just over half. Here are the regular Distress, same kind of deal. Could I fit them all in one drawer? Possibly, but Tim Holtz keeps bringing out new colors, so I need room to expand. So I'm okay with keeping them in 2 separate drawers. Plus, if you'll remember in a recent video I did with my small mini ink cubes, I had a bunch of excess random ink pads that needed a home, and I think I can make use of those here. So let me go pull those and let's finish this drawer up. Okay, so these are all my miscellaneous pigment inks. I've got room for some of these blenders. I don't use these as often as I used to because I use the brushes now more, but I will still use them occasionally, so I will hold on to them. And then I have my chalk inks in the back. So I've got a little bit of room for expansion, but I'm really, really, really pleased with how that one's turned out. And then this is the other drawer. I've got my big archival ink pads in the back. These are those blenders that I use for alcohol inks, and then these are all my other miscellaneous dyes that aren't on the wall. So I think that looks great, but I need to switch the orientation. So I have 4 Alex units stacked, and if you'll remember over here I had some embellishments, and then I had ink pads and ink pads. And I think I want to have all my ink pads together. That just makes sense, right? So we're going to do a little bit of a swapperoo. I do need to use the deeper ones for these ink pads though in order for the clearance to happen. So I think I will take this one of tools and swap it over, and this one of tools, which I haven't touched yet, we'll swap that over as well. We'll have to deal with this at another date. I think. Or maybe I'll swap this one over. Well, let me play around with it and I'll be back and show you where this is at. Okay, I'm pretty sure the shuffle's not going to be done yet, but I'll show you where things are at. This is that tool tray I still got to figure out what I want to do with. Here's my first set of ink cubes, second set of ink cubes. I suspect I will probably switch this out somewhere else because I have another ink cube tray. I don't know, we'll see. Then here's the Distress and Distress Oxide. And then down here are my texture pastes and stuff like that, which probably should be on that side, but we haven't tackled this yet. So put that back. Go to the other side. We've got buttons and sequins. Here's all the glitter. Here's those tools. Here's my other sequins and stuff. Again, I'd like those to be closer, but it's all about maximizing and ordering the drawer side. This is a hot mess. Those are all my adhesives. I got to definitely deal with that. And then here is my beautiful embossing drawer. So if I didn't have these in here, these could go up higher in a shallower one, but I do like having my embossing powders in these containers, so I don't think that's going to change. Although maybe I could swap it out. I don't know. We'll have to see how this all plays out. For now, that is where I am going to leave off. And you'll have to stay tuned to find out what drawers I tackle next. Leave your guess in the comments below. And until next time, happy organizing.